How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be talking about how to get high quality designs for Amazon merch through Upwork outsourcing. So, for those of you who haven't heard of Amazon merch, I'll quickly go over the basics. Amazon merch is a print on demand service where your listings will show up on Amazon.com. This lets you create designs that will have traffic of millions of people per day without having to pay for advertisements to get people to go on your individual site. The great thing about Amazon merch is that you can pretty much set it and forget it. Once you make a design and upload it onto the site, you can keep collecting royalties pretty much forever. As long as your design is within the guidelines that Amazon posts, you can keep making sales. If you want to learn more about merch, I'll leave a link to my Amazon Merch 101 video. The main reason why you need to outsource your designs on Upwork for Amazon merch is the concept of time versus money. Now, I have some graphic design experience of my own. I took some classes in high school, so it hasn't been that long. I am okay at making designs on Illustrator or Photoshop, but it's definitely not the quickest process for me. It's much easier for me to think of designs, look up keywords, look up competition, and see what's on Amazon already in the merch category than it is for me to make an actual design. So I'd like to outsource that process, and the best way I found to do that is to use Upwork. Before posting on Upwork looking for a freelancer, the first thing you need to do is evaluate how much your time is worth. As long as you've done your research, it's definitely worth it to outsource so you can quickly scale your Amazon merch business. So now let's move on to posting on Upwork. Posting on Upwork is super easy and you'll get a bunch of proposals on your first day. Here's a screenshot of what I sent as my first job description. As you can see, this isn't a super polished posting. As you can see, I mentioned that I'm looking for a very straightforward design that's mostly text only with the occasional vector logo in it as well. I also mentioned in my ads that if the designs are great, then I'm going to continue using this designer for future purchases on Upwork. This incentivizes designers because they know they'll be able to get repeat work from me if they deliver well on this assignment. It also helps me out because I know my proposals that I'll be receiving are going to be competitively priced and they're going to be at a higher quality than if I just said this is a one-time deal. Always write in your description that if there's any revisions that you'll want to make on your designs, that these need to be done at no additional cost. This is important when working with a designer on Upwork because you guys might not have the same ideas of what your shirts are going to look like. The graphic designer has one opinion and you have your original thoughts. You want to bridge the gap between the two with a couple of revisions. Now, of course, don't go overboard with this and make a bunch of revisions per design. You want to just focus on the ones that are most important because, after all, not all of your designs are going to sell on Amazon merch, so it's more about getting quantity out at a decent quality rather than having super high quality designs but a low quantity of designs. I also recommend adding a line in the middle of your proposal asking the proposer to write something in the subject line of their proposal. For example, they could write, "I read this." This is just a quick way when you're looking through all of the proposals that you're getting to eliminate people who aren't paying attention to the details. This also helps because designers that are sitting in proposals are also reading your description and making sure it's a good fit for them before they send in their proposal. So the next step in this process is picking a candidate. So when looking through designers that have sent in proposals, I like to look for ones that are very communicative and it's easy to understand what they're saying, as well as ones who have a lot of great quality in their reference work that they've sent me. It's great to get sample work from designers because you can see what their skill level is and assess if it's worth the price that they're asking. I like to shortlist 3 to 5 candidates and send them a quick message on Upwork saying, "Hey, I really like your work. I'd be interested in hearing some of your approaches to making the t-shirts for this proposal." This is a very general topic. I just send this out so I can get some responses back from them. If 3 out of 5 of those people don't respond back to me within, let's say, 24 hours, then I'm immediately going to remove them. The reason for this is that communication is key when you're dealing with outsourcing your Amazon merch business. I want my designer to be responsive to me, so if I need a quick edit made, so hopefully I can publish that design later in the day, I want them to see my messages, communicate back to me that they're working on it, and then send me the design when they're completed. If they don't communicate for a day or two, each time you send a message, it's really going to stretch out the process. So what it comes down to is the faster a designer gets back to me, the more likely I am to hire them. So how much should you pay for your designs? Well, that's really up to you, but I'll tell you what I do. I like to keep the designs on an average $5 cost per shirt. I would pay $10 maximum if I can make multiple iterations of the same shirt. So what I mean by this is, let's say I have one t-shirt design where I'm going to write the words dad, mom, sister, or brother. I can just pay the designer $10 for that specific design that's really good quality, and then do the Photoshop or the Illustrator work myself to change those words. It's cheaper to do it that way than to have them charge me $5 per t-shirt, which would be $20 compared to $10. So this way, you're paying a one-time cost for a really high-quality shirt, and you can split that up into multiple iterations of that design to post on Amazon merch. Not every design will sell well. I find that I only have a couple big sellers, and the majority of my shirts have only sold one or even sometimes none, and then they get removed from the site. So for this reason, don't go crazy and order 100 shirts at one time. Keep it simple, stick to about 10 to 25 shirts when you're getting started, and then just feel out the market. So that pretty much wraps up the basics of using Upwork to outsource your Amazon merch business. If done correctly, outsourcing is a great way to quickly scale your business and really take a step back from doing the physical design work of it. So I hope this video has given you the tools you need to start using Upwork in your Amazon merch business.